They 11 years old, they want some money. Parents, they got a broken home. They been tired of getting screamed at, hollered at. Kids, what what can you offer, or what have you been doing like to?
So one of the greatest things that I was able to do was get under the organization I'm under. And then my team under Hillcrest, right? My team is so great because they train us. I never understood that if a person has a drug abuse issue, they not quite ready for the work field yet. Because if they have a drug abuse issue, that need to be addressed first before you put a person. Because not only would you lose credibility with those connections, with those resources that you put them in a job field with, right? But also, right, you'll start to hold a sense of resentment because you done did all this work to put somebody in a job, right? And they don't go. The second day of them supposed to be going to work, they had no show. No show, no call. Because they somewhere trying to get high. Or they didn't get out the bed because they didn't feel good because they wasn't high. Right? In my field, I found out that there are people out here with mental health issues that need their medication. Thankful that my organization deals with mental health, drug abuse treatment, you know, and all these things to prepare them for the workforce. I never understood that in the beginning. In the beginning, I said, jobs stop bullets. Why are these people in the government getting people jobs? You know why? They wasn't ready for a job. And I had to learn that. If you are not ready for a job and you have all these other things going on, mental health that needs to be addressed, drug treatment that needs to be addressed, drug abuse, alcoholism that needs to be addressed, you need to address them first because those things will hinder you from being successful. And I don't want to enable nobody because I'm doing them a disservice. And this is what a lot of people have been doing. And this is why violence interruption, this is why case management hasn't been successful because people aren't properly trained and don't understand that you cannot give a person a job that has underlying issues that need to be addressed because they will not soar, they will not succeed, man. And you can't be mad at them if they fail. You need to be mad at yourself because you failed them. You see what I'm saying? So now I offer them, in the beginning, I offered them all these other things, and this is why I salute the Pathways program. Because the Pathways, we sent 20, Hillcrest sent 30 people to the Pathways program. How many people completed? 20.
That's good.
That's good, right? However, all 30 committed, complained, and pressed for opportunity, for a job. All 30 would have at the moment bit their own finger off for a job. But all 30 of them ain't complete their program to be placed in the job
Right.
because all 30 of them wasn't ready.
Right.
So now understand that I don't offer people jobs no more. I meet you where you are. And that's what I had to learn. People out here not meeting people where they are. And they're putting responsibilities on them that they don't deserve or they're not ready yet for.
Right.
This is a relationship.
Right.
You come to Syke looking for help, we in a relationship now. And I'm gonna meet you where you are. I'm gonna sit and listen to you tell me everything about you, everything you do and don't know, and then I'm gonna put you to the test to see how good you are at some of the things you say you good at. And then once I realize that you ain't that good at what you say you good at, I'm gonna meet you right there. I ain't gonna say, damn, you lied to me, you finessed me, you tricked me. I'm gonna say, you know what? I got an empathetic ear, right? And I got to understand that because I was once that person. I was once that person. And I realized that when I wasn't ready, you know, but see, back when when Slug was giving me jobs, job training programs wasn't available. You know what I mean? That's revolutionary. The fact that we understand that you aren't ready for a job, but you need to be properly trained, and you need to show consistency, determination, and the drive to be able to be put in positions where now, you're gonna soar. And that's what I offer. I offer help into getting in those positions. Cause 20 years down the line, I don't want you to say, man, that nigga knew I was getting high. That nigga knew I wasn't on my medication. He put me in a job. He knew I wasn't going to go to work. No, 20 years from now, I want you to say, that nigga knew that I was fucked up, Snell. And he held my hand and walked me through it, Snell. And when I was ready, Snell, he put me where I needed to be. That's big, man.
Now that's big. So I want to ask you something, and I want to ask this question, coming from, and I'm sure you heard it. You probably had to respond to some of your men or friends or whatever. But coming home, learning the things that you learn and doing the right thing.
But
You reached a point in time where you lost your cool again. And people not knowing who you are, and you felt that need again to represent that brand, right? A Psycho. And you had a fallout on the internet. A lot of people that been around you didn't know how well law was looking at you like, bro, it's the internet. What you doing?
Right,
Bro? You on
right,
the internet.
right.
Like you tripping, right? Like, for one, you super smart. But what was going on in your mind
Trauma.
at the moment?
Trauma. I am a trauma-filled person. I'm healed, right? However, you could be healed from trauma, and then there'll be a trigger, right? And if you are able to identify those triggers and have a system and have an organization around you, when those triggers are, and a lot of people don't know, when I first started the internet, my home was broken into. It wasn't nobody on the internet that I could go to and ask for that guidance, right? Because it was looked down upon. To be an internet nigga was something that was looked down upon, right? It wasn't an opportunity. Because, mind you, all the men just did all these decades, came home, and don't even understand the internet, first of all. Don't know nothing about the internet. So, of course, something that's new to them, that when they look on it, ain't nothing but comedy or a rack of frivolous shit. They like, man, we ain't into that. Only now the men are coming and saying, okay, the internet is an opportunity, and I'm gonna put substance there. And now I got an organization. Now I got a alliance of men that I can say, hey, what y'all think about this? Nah, it's like, get off. No, leave that alone. Stay here. Don't bother over there. Or they can come to me and say, Syke, what you think about this? And I'm like, listen, man, learn from my mistakes, man. That shit is goofy. And in a few months, you're going to look back and look on this shit, and you're going to be mad you did it.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
Don't let nobody pull you out and put you out there and make you play their game. And that's what happened, man. Learning and not having a team of men that I could go to and say, Hey man, what you think, man? Hey, and everybody shunning it, but I'm like, shit, I'm balls deep in it now. You know what I mean? I'm waist deep in this shit. Like, how you gonna tell me to back out of it? How? How am I gonna back out? And then even if I did try to back out of it, by the morning I wake up, I'm on all 50 blog sites. You know what I mean? I might have backed away from the internet for 3 days. I might wake up and niggas say, yeah, I put that nigga on internet PC. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn, what the fuck? What the fuck? But I was the algorithm. I was getting views. People make YouTubes about me, they gonna get views. And so I had to understand that people weren't gonna let it die. You know what I mean? And now here come that pride, right? Well, I said, I'm gonna master this. Because my intentions is to take all these viewers and all this attention and put it where it need to go.
Yeah, I feel like this, bro.